Lucy, and work for people who control the banks in Africa. You know, oh my god y'all, they done did it now because Drake is salty as F. Because the internet has been clowning him so hard for losing to Kendrick Lamar in their ongoing beef. He is getting his rumored sugar daddy, Lucian to step in and get Kendrick to stop humiliating him on his diss tracks. These two men have been beefing hard for ages. I'm talking more than 10 years. Why all? It blew up a couple of weeks ago, and these men have been fighting hard ever since, dropping diss tracks against each other left and right. However, Kendrick destroyed Drake with his last diss, exposing Drake as a creep towards young women, and it was messy. The next thing we knew, Lucian and Universal Music Group stepped in and tried to bully Kendrick, but why all know that Kendrick isn't about that life? He clapped back at Lucian hard, exposing some more tea on Lucian and Drake. He told me that Drake has an employee whose job is to go around town looking for super hot girls. He finds the girls and then interviews them. Out of all the girls he interviews, he picks the one that he thinks is the best. Then he drives her to Drake's place. Drake has sex with her, and then he drives her home. I guess Kanye wasn't lying when he referred to Lucian as Drake's baby daddy, because Lucian just spoke up in Drake's defense amidst this ongoing beef with Kendrick Lamar, allegedly warning Kendrick to step back or else. Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian, so all of his streams and number ones are controlled by someone named Lucian. Well, Lucian works for people who control the banks in Africa. For some context, Cody, Drake, and Kendrick have been going at it for weeks, but they're stepping away from this full-on catfight. These two men absolutely hate each other, and it's in the best interest of everybody involved that these two never be in the same room, because it's going to be messy, even more than it is now. At first, the tie was pretty even, and Drake was holding his own against Kendrick, kind of, which isn't surprising because he was the first to release his entire diss track against him. I mean, sure, Kendrick dissed Drake on his song with Metro Boomin' like that, but then Drake dropped two diss tracks named Tailor Made and Push-Ups where he slammed Kendrick, calling him out for being a hater. Then Kendrick hit the studios and dropped Euphoria, in which he mocked Drake for 6 minutes straight, pointing out how Drake was surrounded by frenemies and exposed Drake for paying people to give him dirt on Kendrick. Drake was not about to go down without a fight, and he dropped another diss track titled Family Matters where he brought back those rumors of Kendrick allegedly putting hands on his fiancée Whitney. Yeah, those same rumors that Kendrick once denied on The Breakfast Club. Oh, was this true? Yeah, when they said you were in Vegas and you beat some guy bloody and you did something to some female? Yeah, and they said they had evidence and all of this and then I never heard anything about it again. Yeah, cause it's foolishness. That's the most ignorant stuff ever made up on that. I doubt it, and you know, that person, whoever made that up, owes an apology not to me, but to women that actually go out there and get abused. You dig what I'm saying? That's a real issue, and to be putting a person's name that stands for someone way better, that's been raised way better than that, that's not cool. There are people out there that really get abused, and there are women out there that get abused and don't say nothing and live their lives through that. So I was like, I'm sure if that happened, there would have been a police report, you would have been arrested. That's foolishness, that's ignorant, that's 100% ignorant. When you hear things in the news, certain things, I believe about artists. That story, I didn't even think that was remotely close. Drake also accused Kendrick of being a bad father to his 2 kids that he has with Whitney, saying in his song, I want to know what Whitney need. All that puppy love was over in your late teens. Why you never hold your son and tell him say cheese? We could have let the kids out of this. Don't blame me. He then revealed that Whitney had cheated on Kendrick with his manager, Dave Free, claiming that one of Kendrick's kids wasn't his biological child and that Whitney had passed Dave's kid off to Kendrick as his. He said, you a dog and you know what, you just play sweet. Your baby mama captions always screaming save me, you did her dirty all your life. You trying to make peace. I heard that one of them little kids might be Dave Free. Don't make it Dave Free, cause if your GM is your BM and secret BD, then it's all making plenty effing sense to me. I'm sounding like Sexy Red. But fans also pointed out how weird it was that Whitney doesn't really follow Kendrick on social media, but she does follow Dave Free. Plus, every time she posts her kids, Dave always gets up in the comments leaving emojis and all that, and this had people wondering if there was some truth to Drake's claims. Once Drake opened that door and brought Kendrick's kids and fiancé into the beef, it became a no-holds-barred match for Kendrick because he took that chance to write one of his wildest, dirtiest diss tracks in the history of rap. He dropped a diss titled Meet the Grams where he exposed Drake for allegedly having a secret daughter and also for being a creep and a pedophile. He even called out Drake's mom and dad, saying, "Sandra, sit down. What I'm about to say is heavy, now listen. Your son's a sick man with sick thoughts. I think ninjas like him should die. Him and Weinstein should get effed up and sell for the rest of their life. He hates black women, hypersexualizing with king of aniophilia, grew facial hair because he understood being a bear just fit him better. He got sex offenders on payroll that he keeps on a monthly allowance. A child should never be compromised, and he keeps his child around him. We got to raise our daughters knowing there are predators like him lurking." This isn't very shocking, why all? Because there have long been rumors about how creepy Drake is when it comes to young women. There have also been multiple allegations that he holds wild Diddy-like parties in Toronto with high school girls being his target audience, and this has been said to be something of an open secret in Toronto. If I'm being real with you, bro, growing up in high school 16, 17, 18, having a crush on the baddest girl in your school, and then seeing her post at Drake's mansion every single time, seeing Drake in the follows, you don't know how demoralizing that is to a young teenage boy in Canada. So if I'm GB real, I've been waiting for this guy to downfall for a minute. I still bump his music cause that __ goes crazy, but this is for the younger generation, where they don't have to deal with that __ no more. Now, don't even get me started on the reports that Drake allegedly hires people to help him pick up girls. It's just the tip of the iceberg. Now, everything I'm about to tell you is 100% true, and this information came to me from one of the crew members on Drake's tour. This was the guy who did all the tech stuff, and he told me that Drake has an employee whose job is to go around town looking for super hot girls. He finds the girls and then interviews them. Out of all the girls he interviews, he picks the one that he thinks is the best. Then he drives her to Drake's place. Drake has sex with her, and then he drives her home. So basically, Drake has his own private Tinder. Why all, when I tell you that Kendrick was in beast mode when he recorded that verse, baby. He even exposed Drake for having a secret daughter that he keeps hidden from the world. In Meet the Grams. Kendrick also said, "You lied about your son, you lied about your daughter, huh? You lied about them other kids that's out there hoping that you come." This basically says that Drake has allegedly hidden not one but two kids from the world. Why all? At this point, Kendrick was eating Drake up, and Drake was fighting for his life against the entire internet. Drake decided to drop another diss track against Kendrick titled The Heart Part 6. But unfortunately it didn't hit because the only thing he had to say was that Whitney was cheating on Kendrick and that Kendrick was allegedly cheating on Whitney, which he already told us on Family Matters. In The Heart Part 6, Drake said, "And why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave Free and I? Mr. Morale, you haven't seen the kids in 6 months, the distance is wild." Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. He closed things off by going back to the pedophile allegations. And he offered to save Whitney from Kendrick, saying, "And Whitney, you can hit me if you need a favor. And when I say I'll hit your back, it's a lot safer, I promise." Now, like I said, this didn't hit really because he had already told us that tea last week, and we needed him to push a tea, not some recycled drama. But Drake was losing that fight, especially since Kendrick's diss track Not Like Us is projected to debut at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 next week. What's more, it is being reported that Kendrick Lamar's back catalog is up 49% following this weekend of diss tracks, while Drake is down 5%. According to Billboard, Lamar's discography earned 506.2 million streams over the weekend, May 3rd through May 6th, up 49% from the previous Friday to Monday tracking period. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm __ walking every single day. Even though Drake has higher streaming numbers, which is almost double of Kendrick's, it still shows that Kendrick is winning this beef. This is where Drake's sugar daddy, Luciangrainge, stepped into the chat. According to insiders, OMG has allegedly stepped into the situation and ordered Kendrick to end the beef ASAP and stop dissing their golden boy, Drake. According to reports, Kendrick and EXO The Weeknd as of yesterday were asked by Universal Music Group OMG to end the beef with OVO Drake. Kendrick apparently isn't budging at all, but OMG is pressing hard on their request to squash the beef. It continued, OMG also had a Zoom meeting with all of the parties involved, and they want Kendrick, either directly or through PG Lang, to post a statement clarifying that Drake isn't a pedophile. If Kendrick agrees to end the beef, Drake is losing the beef in OMG's eyes. From OMG's perspective, the sooner this beef ends, the better. The pedophile accusations directed at Drake are costing OMG, Nike, and other parties a lot of money. Now, I'm not going to lie, Drake's sugar daddy Lucian getting involved in this fight is very embarrassing for him, and it's low-key messy. Well, Kendrick is as stubborn as ever, of course, and he is not backing down from this fight even with the pressure coming in from OMG. Kendrick has the whole world, and especially Compton saying, hey, run for your life. He's a freaky app and a 69 god, and I'm not gonna lie, he got me on it too. Well, the fans have been leaving their comments, of course, and they've been saying stuff like, so Luciangrainge, owner of OMG, who is listed as a co-defendant in a DD case, is trying to get Kendrick to release a statement that Drake isn't a pedophile? That might be more damning than the Heart Part 6 Drake, and the labels are going to try to dig out all the dirt they can. Luciangrainge and Co. will go into the vaults that hold info, blackmail, and USB on rappers and affiliates. They will play dirty, but war is war. Drake has the machine, but Kendrick has the culture with him and IO. It's obvious BBL Drake called his sugar daddy Lucian to try and make Kendrick stop. We can't let that culture vulture come back. But I gotta know why all feel about BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy? What I don't like is the violence that's happening around Drake's house, but I don't really feel like it's Kendrick Lamar related. We'll talk about that in our next video. Tell me if you're Team Drizzy or if you're Team Kendrick. Hey, run for your life and hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 200,000 subscribers. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and then check out this next video.